Okay, it is 7 o'clock and we will call the meeting to order. Welcome to those members of council that are on telephone with us, as well as those from the public who are joining us by telephone tonight. And in case I forget the end of the meeting, Merry Christmas to all of you. This is the regular meeting of the Council of the Municipality of Swan Valley West, held in the council chambers at 216 Main Street, West Swan River, Manitoba, this 22nd day of December 2020 at 7 p.m. Due to COVID-19 restrictions, some members are attending by phone due to the numbers allowed. However, present in chambers, myself, Deputy Reeve Blosha, Councillor Wills, and Councillor Kushniryk. On the phone, Councillor Foster, Councillor Gade, and Councillor Pierrepont. Also with us in the chambers is the Assistant CAO / Finance Officer, James Webb. Once again, welcome to all of you. First resolution, resolved that the agenda for the regular meeting of council held this 22nd day of December 2020 shall be adopted as presented. Do we have a mover for that?
I'll move.
Moved by Councillor Wills. Seconder? Councillor Kushniryk. Anyone have any issues with the agenda as presented?
A couple things I'd like to look at.
Okay.
Did we consider adding the 7.10 Christmas 2020?
7.10.
And the 7.11 CAO designate?
And 711, what was that, Bill?
CAO designate or designate? And then there's a couple in the in-camera I'd like to see us consider moving to not be in camera. The policy review, the year-end review, and the years of service look like things that should probably be in discussion section 9.
I am not sure what that all entails, but James feels that it should remain in camera.
Yeah, I certainly looked at 2 of them, and 2 of them definitely don't qualify. The only one I can't see the materials for is years of service, but the policy review and the financial review certainly are things that won't qualify for in-camera under the Act.
I'm comfortable with it in camera.
Again, the CAO says he's comfortable with it where it is, so.
Okay, well, I'll note my objection on the record that they don't qualify, but specifically I want to add those 2 as the most important.
Okay, we have the 2020 shall be adopted as amended. Any further comments, questions? If
I'm just wondering if, Lavender Hall dropped a letter off?
No, they haven't, Darryl. We can talk, we can talk about that though.
Maybe we should, I know there's a few groups that haven't got us letters, maybe we should just add something to blanket approve any outstanding grants so they still get their money even if they don't have a vote.
Yeah, because I reminded them last week and I know that they're...
Hey, Darryl, you're pretty close. You're pretty close to the mic there.
Alright, okay.
Yeah.
I'll move it away.
Good.
there you go, that's better.
That's the type of thing that we will review on the financials,
Okay.
and then we can have a resolution if there's anything that's missed there.
Okay, any further discussion? If not, all in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
That is carried. Next resolution, resolved that the minutes for the regular meeting of council for the municipality of Swan Valley West held on December 8th, 2020 shall be adopted as circulated. Questions or comments, errors or omissions?
Two little things.
I guess I need a mover and a seconder here first. Mover, please. Councillor Kushniryk. Seconded by Councillor Blosha. Gade, there was error or omission. Councillor Gade.
Well, one is it shows my attendance via Zoom. I was actually by a telephone for that meeting.
Okay, that's a minor correction.
The resolution we did for the tax year, I'm just scrolling to it here. We passed a resolution declaring 2020 the designated tax year. There it is. And the resolution, I suspect it is exactly what we read for a resolution. The resolution says that in any year we may designate the immediately preceding year or any earlier year for tax sale. It is 2020 and the resolution designates 2020. So that's wrong. It needs to designate 2019 because if we designate 2020, we're actually jumping a whole year ahead of ourselves. The last resolution that we passed like this said 2018. So this one needs to be changed to say 2019.
Okay, what number was the resolution?
It's number 8.
Number 8. Thank you.
No.
I checked that out, Bill, and that's according to the wording that we have to use, but it shows that the 2019, it says, meaning the property with outstanding taxes from the year 2019 and prior. That's the clarification there. So it's just designating the tax year as 2020, that's the previous year, and clarifying it by saying that 2019 and prior will go on tax sale.
I don't want to avoid arguing all night, but the resolution itself says we can't designate 2020. It says it can only be the immediate preceding year. So section 365.2 says it has to be 2019 in that spot or it's not a valid resolution. So I guess we can just leave it for now, but we're going to have to bring forward something to rescind it and do it properly. Because it does need to be done properly.
We could look into it further, but this is for the year, we're doing this ahead of time. This is really a resolution for 2021, stating the prior year is 2020, but we just wanted to do it now so that we could send courtesy letters out early in January before the meeting on the 12th. So it's
we can't in 2020 pass 2020. It has to say 2019 if we do it this year. And the last resolution we did said 2018. So the next resolution that we should do in 2020 should say 2019. The one we do in 2021 should say 2020.
Yeah, would it have any effect that the tax sale itself was postponed?
Well, what I would suggest is if we went to tax sale and somebody was a motivated individual, they would say that our tax sale was invalid because we don't have a resolution that's valid.
Oh, you're right. We shouldn't argue about it now. We can talk about it further before the next meeting.
Okay, any other discussion, errors or omissions? You will make note of that then, James?
Yeah.
Okay. If there's nothing further, call the question. All in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
That is carried. Okay, we'll go down to 7.1. Whereas the owners of part of the southwest one-quarter section of 273827 WPM have made an application to subdivide their property And whereas the Council for the Municipality of Swan Valley West has reviewed said application, along with the conditional approval letter received from Community Regional Planning dated December 4th, 2020, and have no objections to the aforementioned subdivision. Therefore be it resolved that we do hereby approve the minor subdivision of the aforementioned property, provided all conditions and requirements set out in said letter from the Province of Manitoba Community and Regional Planning Branch are met. Do we have a mover for that resolution?
I'll move that.
Moved by Councillor Blosha. Seconded by
I'll second it.
Councillor Gade.
Foster, I think.
Oh, Councillor Foster, I'm sorry. Okay, any discussion? If not, all in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
That is carried. Okay, 7.2. Whereas council believes it to be in the best interest of the municipality to videotape the regular meetings of council, therefore be it resolved that council accept the renewal of the video services contract as submitted from Mountain Dweller Media. And be it further resolved that council authorize the Reeve to sign the contract for 2021 between the Municipality of Swan Valley West and Mountain Dweller. Do we have someone to move that resolution?
I'll move the resolution.
Moved by Councillor Gade, seconded by
I'll second.
I can second it.
Councillor Pierrepont. Any discussion? If not, all in favor?
Yes.
That is carried. Seven point three. Whereas the Durban landfill needs a closure plan to be in accordance with and to stay in compliance with the requirements of conservation and climate, and whereas an engineered plan has been prepared to meet these requirements, be it resolved that the attached draft of the landfill closure plan dated December 7, 2020, prepared by Stantec Consulting Limited, shall be accepted as presented and signed off on by the Reeve on behalf of the municipality. Be it further resolved that requests for proposals and advertisement for such be started at the municipality's earliest convenience once final drawings are available. Do we have a mover for that? Moved by Councillor Wills. Seconded by Councillor Kushniryk. Any discussion? If not, all in favor?
Yes.
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 Glen, are you still there?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't hear you. That is carried.
Seven four, there's no more information, no additional information available.
Okay, we'll move on to 7.5. Whereas a letter of recommendation has been received from Swan Lake Watershed District in support of AAE Tech Services, Inc., and whereas it has been forwarded from the Transportation Committee to recommend the hiring of AAE Tech Services for low-level crossings project due to their qualifications. Therefore be it resolved that the Municipality of Swan Valley West does hereby agree to hire AAE Tech Services as per the attached recommendations. Do we have a mover for that?
I'll move that.
Moved by Councillor Blosha. Seconded by Councillor Kushniryk. Any discussion?
Start tomorrow.
Yeah.
If not, all in favor?
Yes. Yes.
That is carried. Seven point six is shared services regarding the breakdown of payment to the town of Swan River for 2020 shared services. Fire protection, $86,207.96. Cemetery, $7,203.91. The Swan Valley Aquatic Center, $25,000. The arena, $87,728.58. Parks and ski trails, $3,517.59. The landfill, $83,577.74. Handy transit, $3,402.33, for a total of $296,638.11. Do we have a mover for that resolution?
Giving them guys a chance. I'll move.
Anyone on the phone want to move it?
I can move it.
Okay, moved by Councillor Pierrepont. Seconded by Councillor Blosha. Any questions or comments?
I have some.
Go ahead.
Not sure if you heard me there. I have some.
I said go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear that part. It's me that can't hear. The only thing I'm quite happy to see the pool amount come down. I think that's good considering what's been going on in the pool. The only unfortunate part of it is that we're 9 days left in the year 2020. And we knew this agreement was coming due 3 years ago, and we didn't do a whole lot of negotiating ahead of time. So certainly, while this is a great stopgap measure to get us through 1 year, I would strongly encourage those members of council that sit on the committee for shared services to see if it's not possible to bring to council an agreement for 2021 and thereafter a whole lot sooner, so we're not faced with the year having run again before an agreement is reached. So that's my comments.
Okay, thank you. Any further comments? If not, all in favor?
Yes. Yes.
That is carried. $7.7, whereas a letter has been received from Timberline Transport Limited offering the continuation of transporting gravel for the 2021 season. Therefore be it resolved that the Council for the Municipality of Swan Valley West does hereby agree to continuing this agreement. We have someone to move that, please?
Move it.
Moved by Councillor Foster. Seconder?
I'll second.
Seconded by Councillor Wills. Any discussion? If not, all in favor?
Yes, it is, Bill. It's here too.
Okay, good. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, Councillor Foster, did you weigh in?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, thank you. That is carried. $7.8, universal broadband. Whereas a letter has been sent from Universal Broadband Fund, UBF, Innovation, Science and Economic Development Canada, to the proposed multi-community application to provide broadband access to rural and remote communities in the Parkland region. And whereas accessibility to high-speed internet will be transformative to improving safety, increasing economic development capacity, and improving educational opportunities throughout the Parkland. This position does not commit our organization to any financial contributions towards the proposed proposal at this time. Therefore, be it resolved that the Council for the Municipality of Swan Valley West would like to participate in said project and will therefore send a letter of support. Do we have a mover for that resolution?
Also move.
Moved by Councillor Gade,
I'll second it.
seconded by Councillor Blosha. Any questions or comments on that? If not, all in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
That is carried. (7.9) Whereas the Neptune system used to read water and sewer meters will no longer be supported by the company as of December 31st, 2020. And whereas a quote is attached for approval of the upgrade version from Wolseley for the Neptune system. Therefore be it resolved that we do hereby approve the required upgrade at the cost of $5,812.80. Do we have a mover? Moved by Councillor Wills. Someone second it? Do we have a seconder? Seconded by Councillor Blosha. Questions or comments?
Comment.
Go ahead.
I just want to make sure we see the part here that we're committing to a subscription yearly, which I think is something new for us. We used to buy outright the hardware, and we still will buy the hardware, but then software-wise, it used to just work without, I believe, a yearly contract. So this new version is a cloud-based version. The first year we paid $2,660, then it goes up, and then the final price is $3,800 a year by year 3, and we keep paying that year after year to use the system. So it does represent more cost than we're used to.
Yeah, the other alternative was changing out the meters, and that looked really promising for a little bit until they let us know that they had forgot to price the actual meters in the quote. But I think everyone, if you've read the attachments, are aware that it's discounted the first year, slightly less the second year, and then the third year you pay full fare.
Was there any option for buyout software like we normally use?
Not that I am aware of, no.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Any further questions? If not, all in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
That is carried. Okay, 7.10, Christmas 2020. Councillor Gade?
As far as I'm aware, we haven't made any plans for Christmas yet for the staff, have we?
Not to my knowledge, no.
Okay, so what I'd like to do, I want to move a resolution, and I guess we'll just see if it can get a seconder or not, and then if it does, we can discuss it. So the resolution would be it resolved that the municipality shall provide chamber dollars as a Christmas bonus to staff in the amount of $250 per full-time employee and $125 for each part-time and seasonal employee.
Okay, do we have a seconder for that?
If the amounts were a little bit less, I would, yes.
Well, maybe second, then we can discuss the amounts.
Okay, I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor, any questions, comments?
Could I make a suggestion as well?
Go ahead.
Chamber bucks sounds great, but I would like to support our municipality as well, and I was thinking more along the lines of some gift certificates from the Benito businesses.
Talked into that pretty easy.
Yeah, because
I was going to say, the question I have is whether the chamber box would be of any use in Benito. That was,
they would not be.
They should be, because they're Swan Valley Valley Chamber, don't they take them in Benito?
Not that I'm aware of. You have to be on the chamber, and I don't think those two businesses are.
Any other comments or questions?
Maybe, well, should we be proposing that we change it to say, strike the chamber dollars and change it, I don't know what we'd word it for, Benito, like gift certificates from Benito businesses? Would that work?
I would like to see that, but that was just my suggestion, so, but
Like it, like I'd be in favor of changing it to that.
Is there enough use for them just in Benito?
well, there's Benito Meats and the Benito Food Store. Those are both things that you could use for Christmas.
And hardware? Is there no hardware there anymore?
There's a hardware store as well, yes.
Benito Home Center.
Benito Home Center, yes.
There's also a restaurant still, isn't there?
Yeah.
So we could be like, I don't know how these work out, $50 from each or something if there's 5 of them. Buffalo Junction though, maybe should be included as well.
I would, yeah.
Or you could have a designated amount for each one and have them drawn or whatever.
Yep.
You've got Benito Meats, you've got the store, the hardware, and the 2 restaurants, that's 5. So,
Even Benito Family Service. Oh, there you could get too, you know.
the service station.
Yeah.
The only question is, what about non-Benito residents?
No.
How many, I know the fire department and our landfill and our water treatment plants, all that's from Benito. The greater men, 2 are from Durban, 1's from Durban.
What's from Canmore? What if we, I'm trying to think of a way to keep it simple, right? I'm sure the chamber would bend the rules for those Benito businesses if it was a condition of us buying the chamber bucks. We could ask them that they be accepted at any business in the municipality.
I think they will, Bill. I've had that discussion with Stacy before, and I believe if the business is willing to take them, I think the chamber would reimburse them if they took them in.
Well, definitely this year with COVID, I know they're willing to do almost anything because barely anybody can afford to pay their membership, right? So even if we did chamber bucks with a letter that said we encourage you to spend it in Swan Valley West, maybe.
Or that Benito businesses would be accepting, yeah.
Yeah, just so they know they can spend it there. And then if they can't get there for some reason, like you say, if they're from Swan River, there's some leeway, but we encourage them to do it.
Yeah.
How many employees do we have total, fire guys and everything? Does anybody have a number?
Oh, man.
Well, you got 4 grader operators.
Yeah.
You've got the lead hand. I'm not sure if Stan is still working or not.
Well,
He's not?
this includes seasonal.
So you would include seasonal? And we only have Stan then, right?
And Daniel.
Getting into some sticky,
How many firemen are there?
pardon?
How many firemen are there?
Oh,
Just looking that up.
I think there's,
16?
yeah, I was gonna say 15 or 16 of them.
So we've just about got about 40 people. Rough estimate.
No.
Really rough estimate. 25?
If it were not for COVID, we would be hosting a dinner again. And our cost there is, last time that we had it, Councillor Blosha was what, $20 a head?
Yeah, but they always have a spouse, so I always count that.
Okay, so that'd be 40.
Yeah. That's with, if there's 30 at 75. And that. That's 30 at that.
Mm-hmm.
How much?
If it's this, I'm just guessing by 30, and if it's this,
50, that's $1,500, huh?
yeah, that's at 30 people, which is, I was estimating it. And then if I did this, this is 2250.
And the chamber bucks, if you buy them, they're dollar for dollar?
Yes, they are.
The issue last year, though, that we bought them,
They only.
they only come in $20 denominations, don't they?
$25.
That now.
25, 50,
They've changed that now, did you say?
Yes, they've got new ones, so they can do 25s and 50s, so
Okay.
they can make it work properly for them.
Yeah, because last time I could only buy 20s.
Yeah, they fixed that.
So what is the advantage in your mind of it being chamber dollars? Do they hope that some or all of them don't get turned in, or what's the scoop there?
I think the big issue is that it can't leave the valley.
No, but if you had gift certificates, they can't leave the valley either.
No, and I don't mind the gift certificate idea at all. I'm just trying to think of a way that we don't put a whole bunch of load on staff saying, go and figure this out. The easiest solution that keeps it where we want it to be.
And how did you come up with the number 250?
Well, it's a mix of things. It was a number that I thought was somewhat appropriate to show our appreciation with all the extra trouble they've had with COVID. And I was kind of mindful of the fact that the provincial government funded us a substantial amount of money for COVID expenses, and certainly every staff member we have has gone through a lot of extra this year, not just necessarily work, but also the stress related with COVID and such, and that's somewhat how I came up with the number.
Any other suggestions?
Well, I like the chamber bucks. I like the letter going out with it. I think I'd maybe go 200 and 100.
What did we end up getting for COVID money there?
169,371.
Well, to me, the money's not the thing. The money isn't usually the issue. It's the thought and the fact that you think of the staff. And I don't mean that as you should only give them $20. I definitely think we should do something, and a lot of the staff have been there quite a while, so.
Okay, at 200 and 100, did you have what it would, total cost would be there?
Well, I was just guessing at 30 employees, so it'd be about $3,000.
At $100.
Yeah.
So 150 would be 4,500.
But it's straight across the board. There's no per time.
No, it's just everybody gets the same thing.
Yeah, okay. Oh, that's fine.
Oh, so you're talking everyone the same?
No, he was saying 200 and 100.
Oh, like for,
I was just-
full-time or part-time?
I just said 100 across the board.
Yeah, like in the way Carrie's figuring is across the board.
So, can we do 50 and then 150? And that would kind of almost average out, wouldn't it? No?
I would do it all the same, but that's just me.
What are you talking about for the firefighters? You mentioned, somebody mentioned firefighters in there,
That's-
We've always,
full-time.
we've
Considered?
always
Yeah.
considered them because that's their volunteer
Yep.
job.
$100 is...
$100?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. I don't know if everybody would, I would say across the board though.
Yeah, across the board.
So there's discussion here, if you guys on the phone can't hear it, that the three councillors here feel that all of the employees should be treated equally. They're suggesting $100 a person for full-time as well as part-time as well as the firemen.
No, I'm good with that. I not necessarily changed in my mind yet, but you guys have enough votes to vote me on it.
While they're thinking about that, Bill, can you give me that wording of that resolution again?
So the original one, before any changes, be it resolved that the municipality shall provide chamber dollars as a Christmas bonus to staff in the amount of $250 per full-time employee and $125 for each part-time and seasonal employee.
Where would you slot the firemen, Bill?
I would consider that part-time.
No, I think we should do it across the board.
So what do we have for full-time then? 8? 9?
No, there's more than that. There's
Plus the office.
4, 6.
I've got 11. 12.
I was gonna say
12.
12.
There's 3 there.
Well, there's 4 grader operators. Yeah,
How about say it like this?
and then Don.
yeah, Don and,
What do you think?
I don't want to get in the middle of it. Instead of 250 and 125, we'll go 150 even. Any takers?
150?
Mm-hmm.
I'd agree with Matt.
Was having trouble hearing Matt there. What did Matt suggest there?
I said, instead of going 250 for full-time and 125 for part-time, why don't we meet in the middle and we'll go 150 across the board? It is.
But I guess we're not doing Christmas supper, there's nothing else, right? So
No.
that's, yeah, this is a,
Okay, there's a suggestion, 150 across the board. We'll do a straw poll here so that we can fill in the number and only have to do one resolution. Who would be in favor of that?
Of the 150?
Yeah.
I would be. I don't think 100's enough, so.
I'll do 150.
Okay, let's write it up as 150 and run it,
so the
Do a
mover,
resolution.
the mover and the seconder are all right with those changes?
They don't thrill me me, but again, you have the votes through the other way, so save the paperwork, let's approve the changes.
Okay, so it's that the municipality, be it resolved that the municipality will provide chamber bucks for the employees at $150 per employee.
And firemen.
For
Including firemen put in there as well.
employees at $150 per employee. Including full-time, seasonal, and firefighters and firemen.
What are these chamber bucks, Councillor Gade? Are they paper or are they chips or?
Paper.
They're paper. They look like $25 or $50 bills. I think it's got the Swan on it or whatever.
Okay.
Okay, that the municipality will provide chamber bucks for the employees at $150 per employee, including full-time, seasonal, and firemen. Is that good?
Yep.
Should cover it. Any further comments or questions?
All the things will work in Benito there. I guess they will. Bill says they will, right?
You want to put a proviso on it? No one want to make an addition to that resolution stating that?
Sorry, I didn't hear it.
Provided that they are accepted by Benito businesses.
Sure.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, Benito businesses should be willing to take them.
Well, as long as they can be assured that that they will be reimbursed.
We'll make it work one or the other. If they can't get reimbursed directly, we have another way we can reimburse them. It'll work out.
Yeah.
Okay, no, that's good.
Okay, some sort of notice should be probably included then that we encourage the employees from the area to spend the bucks in Benito or whatever. Okay, if there's nothing further, all in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? That is carried.
I think the wording, I don't know if the wording needs to be Benito, but it would be encouraged to support businesses in Swan Valley West.
Yeah,
Yes.
That's the right way, yeah.
yeah.
Because, I mean, you think of like Glen's Greenhouse or
Yes.
a couple other ones that are outside of Benito that still could participate if they choose to.
Yeah. Did you, who seconded that?
Darryl.
Darryl did. Okay, we'll move on to 711, CAO designate.
So this one, I'll read what I'm hoping to have for a resolution and we can see if we can do it or not. Be it resolved that the Assistant CEO be appointed the CAO designate for the purpose of processing complaints under the Code of Conduct bylaw. The purpose is right now we have a stall. We don't have an acting CAO. And James isn't able to process those as the CAO. We designate him ability to do that. I know there's some pending complaints that could actually get sent to the intake coordinator.
Would it not follow that in the absence of a CAO that the assistant assumes that role?
I would have somewhat thought so, but the complaints are not being processed, so I assume that's not working.
Yeah, it's on that long to-do list, Bill. There's just absolutely no way I could do one more thing in the last 2 or 3 weeks. So I do have it on the radar before the end of the year. Be Christmas presents to all of those involved.
So I guess as long as our understanding is that he is doing it and those are moving forward, I don't think we need to entertain a resolution then. My understanding was they weren't going anywhere, because I know people that have submitted them have not received any response back whatsoever about them, which kind of looked like they were stalled. But if they are in the process of going someplace, because we don't have to do anything except forward it to the person that does intake. So it's just, basically hitting forward on it and sending it to them and saying, process this. If we could do that, it would be great.
Yeah. We all know that it costs $300 per case, right?
I think we do, but once the case is presented, we really can't just not send it because we don't want to spend the $300.
No, exactly. I'm just bringing that out as a side note.
Okay,
Thanks for bringing that forward. We'll work on it.
Thank you.
we'll move on to 8, financial items. Resolved that the Council for the Municipality of Swan Valley West has hereby approved the following payments. General checks number 16564 to 16610 in the amount of $513,828.15. Do we have a mover?
I'll move it.
Moved by Councillor Wills, seconded by Councillor Blosha. Questions or comments regarding? There being none, all in favor?
Yes. Yes.
That is carried. Okay, 8.2. Resolved that the Council for the Municipality of Swan Valley West has hereby approved the following payments. Payroll checks number 3423 to 3436 in the amount of $15,809.15. Do we have someone to move that, please?
Yes.
Councillor Kushniryk, you seconded Councillor Pierrepont?
Yes.
Okay. Any questions or comments on those? If not, all in favor?
Yes.
Waiting for 2 more there. Councillor Gade, Councillor Foster?
Yes.
Okay, that is carried.
What I'd like to do with these next few is, we haven't had much of a chance to go over those financials. November just came out here just at the end. After we finish our year-end review, we'll have discussed a lot of the line items, and maybe we can do those resolutions following that time frame. It'll give everybody a better chance of understanding the numbers.
Okay? Nothing under discussion or correspondence. Unfinished or future business. Okay, we will.
Oh, we were going to discuss the halls and the grants.
Halls and grants, yeah.
Yeah, we'll discuss that for sure, Darryl. Under the year-end review.
Any other questions? Not, we'll move into committee reports. We'll go by wards. Councillor Foster.
I went and seen Tiffany and few times there. I'm along good there. That's about everything I was at this time. The garbage pit.
Okay. Thank you. Councillor Blosha.
I had an LUD committee meeting. The LUD committee has decided not to purchase a broom as they feel it would not be effective on the sidewalks. They would like to try a backpack blower, which they have one at the fire hall. We looked over the financials and we'll meet with council and talk budget in the near future.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Gade, do you have anything?
Well, unfortunately, this council is still illegally punishing me in excess of what's allowed in our Code of Conduct bylaw. As such, I'm not on any committees, so I have no committees to report from.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Kushniryk.
I was at the shared services meeting. I'd just like to reassure Mr. Gade that there is discussion for some continued
Shared services.
shared services, yes.
Okay, thank you.
In 2021, yes.
Councillor Wills.
I think the only thing for me is last Friday, I went through all of our shops and did the safety inspection checklist. Definitely better than it was last year. But I don't know if James has Donna had any of our info in yet, or?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Nothing to us to share at council, yeah.
Nothing too crazy, nothing out of the ordinary, so it's a lot shorter than it was last year anyways. Other than that, that's it for me.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Pierrepont.
Just had the shared services meeting. I was happy with the way it went. I think there's a good open line of communication, and yes, we will be starting on 2021 as soon as this is all ratified.
Okay, thank you. And I can back up the claim of Councillor Pierrepont as well as Kushniryk. If the question was if this would fly, then we would meet with them at their earliest convenience with regard to the water agreement, as well as shared services going forward. And when we get a meeting date lined up, we will get some positions from council, and hopefully the goodwill that even though it's a COVID Christmas, the goodwill that Christmas created around the talks the other night, hopefully will go forward. I also attended an HR meeting, a Swan Valley Business Consortium meeting, as well as the shared services meeting. James, do you have anything to report?
I was at the LUD meeting and the shared services meeting as well.
Okay.
To add that I also attended an HR meeting through a phone call.
Okay. Just waiting for the resolution to be completed here. Resolved that we do hereby accept the following verbal reports regarding council committees and communications. Councillor Kushniryk, shared services, discussion for shared services in 2021. Councillor Blosha, LUD meeting. They were not purchasing the broom, discussed financials, and will bring it to council. Councillor Wills did a safety tour for the shops. All looks good. Councillor Pierrepont, shared services. He suggests that there was a good line of communication and discussion for 2021. Councillor Foster, landfill visit. Councillor Gade did not have anything to report. Myself, shared services. We'll bring shared services 2021 to council. We had an HR meeting and the Swan Valley Consortium. The Assistant CAO attended the LUD meeting and Shared Services meeting as well. Do we have a mover for this resolution, please? Moved by Councillor Kushniryk,
I'll second it.
seconded by Councillor Foster. Any discussion? If not, all in favor?
Yes. Yes.
Opposed? That is carried. Okay, it's that time of the evening where we invite anyone from the gallery to ask a question or make a short comment. Do we have anyone interested this evening?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Reeve, first, a Merry Christmas to everybody. Thanks for working so hard during COVID. And while I was at our local vet clinic today, I noticed there was an article hanging on the wall. Rural Municipality of Mountain has a program where they pay a 30% of the bill for spaying and neutering. Has our Swan Valley West thought of doing that to reduce the amount of unwanted pups and cats that run around?
I can't say that I've ever been on council when a proposal like that has been discussed, but we'll let it stew in the minds of all members tonight. And at the next meeting, we can perhaps have it on the agenda and see if there's any appetite for that.
I thought it was worth bringing that comment forward simply because, you know, we're always getting hounded by the Animal Protection League, all these extra unwanted animals. And many, many years ago, they used to have a percentage of the bill they paid. They no longer do. But I was quite surprised at seeing this from Municipality of Mountain. I thought it was worth bringing forward, so I thank you for that chance.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else have a question or a comment? If not, thank you all again for attending, and again, a Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year to all of you. We'll see you in the new year.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Okay, we'll call the meeting back to order. This is still on, right?
It is.
Resolved that pursuant to Section 152, Sub 3 of the Municipal Act, the council as a whole shall go into camera and close the meeting to continue discussions regarding 13.1 Bylaw Officers Report, 13.2 Employee Matters, 13.3 Years of Service, 13.4 Ratepayer Requests, 13.5 Tax Sale March 2021, and 13.6 Bridge Discussions. We have a mover?
Oh, and there's two more on there.
Oh,
Policy review.
okay.
I did change it on the agenda, but never got it onto the sheet.
Policy agenda.
Policy review.
Oh, review. And 13.8.
Year-end financial review.
Do we have a mover? Moved by Councillor Kushniryk,
I'll second it.
seconded by Councillor Foster. Any discussion? If not, all in favor?
Yes. Yes.
That is carried. Okay, resolved that pursuant to Section 152, Sub 4 of the Municipal Act, this meeting shall be reopened to the public. Do we have a mover, please?
I'll move it.
Moved by Councillor Blosha. Seconded by Councillor Kushniryk. All in favor?
Yes. Yes.
That's carried. Okay, one other resolution, whereas subsection 369 sub 1 of the Municipal Act provides as follows. 369(1), a municipality may cancel or adjourn to an auction of a particular property at any time before it begins if the property owner enters into an agreement with the municipality for payment of the arrears and costs. Whereas the property owner, for roll number R316700, DESC 107787, requested to enter into an agreement with the municipality for payment of the 2018, 2019, and 2020 taxes and costs, be it resolved that the Council of the Municipality of Swan Valley West does hereby agree to a payment arrangement and removal of the tax sale list for said property, and be it further resolved that the Reeve shall be authorized to sign such an agreement on behalf of the municipality. Do we have a mover? Moved by Councillor Kushniryk.
Second.
Glen.
Councillor Foster is the seconder. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
That's carried. Resolved that the Council for the Municipality of Swan Valley West has hereby received the bank reconciliation and financial statements for the period ending September 2020 as presented. Do we have a mover for that?
I'll move it.
Moved by Councillor Wills, seconder. Councillor Blosha.
I give him a chance.
Any questions or comments? If not, all in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Opposed? That's carried. For the month of October. Resolved that the Council for the Municipality of Swan Valley West has hereby received the bank reconciliation and financial statements for the period ending October 2020 as presented. A mover for that, please.
I'll move it.
Second.
Who's got all the background noise going on there?
Oh, I guess I didn't mute my phone, sorry.
Do we have a seconder for that?
Some cat's tax.
Yep, I'll second it.
Seconded by Councillor Foster. Any discussion? If not, all in favor?
Yes.
Is that everyone on the phone? I heard Councillor Pierrepont only.
Yes, I could.
Yeah, yes, for me too.
Okay, thank you. That is carried. And for November, resolved that the Council for the Municipality of Swan Valley West has hereby received the bank reconciliation and financial statement for the period ending November 2020 as presented. Mover, please. Councillor Kushniryk. Seconded by?
I'll second.
By Councillor Wills. Any discussion? If not, all in favor?
Yes.
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 That is carried.
He'll be right on that.
Yeah, I looked it up, huh? This looks like the final resolution unless anyone else has something to bring to the table prior to us moving and seconding or voting on this resolution. It's resolved that this meeting shall now adjourn at 10:15 p.m. And be it resolved that the next meeting is Tuesday, January 12th, 2021 at 7 p.m. A mover, please.
Yes.
Councillor Kushniryk beat you to it.
Seconded.
Okay, seconded by Councillor Foster. All in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
That is carried. Thank you all very much, and a Merry Christmas to all of you again.